Great season. We said from the beginning we had a really special group, just the way that we approached every single day. We worked really, really hard this season. DJ said it in the locker room. I think all of us got better this season. So, it's a tough ending for us.
From the start of the season, we knew we had something special. The way our team approached every single day was incredible. We put in the work and gave it our all. DJ said it best in the locker room, we all got better this season. So, while the ending wasn't what we hoped for, it doesn't take away from the hard work and growth we experienced. Napheesa Collier is a player who lets her game do the talking. She doesn't need drama or distractions like some others. Take Angel Reese, for instance, she thrives on controversy. It's clear that, while some players love the spotlight for all the wrong reasons,
to pace on the rollout. How about Rose holding McBride, which is 5 points. Reese claps her hands and reaches in with the puck. Oh, she just got teed up.
So I didn't see the
focused. Sure, people talk about the drama, but Napheesa is out there proving her worth through her performance on the court. Napheesa Collier is the kind of player you can count on. She was named MVP, leading the league in scoring with 25.7 points per game. She also dominated the mid-season tournament, winning the $200,000 prize and then giving half of it to her teammates, staff, and trainers. She's not just about winning for herself, she uplifts those around her. Even when the Lunar Owls suffered an unexpected loss, Napheesa
I wouldn't be here without my team and my coaches. Yes, give it up for them.
Performance. She doesn't make excuses. She doesn't stir up trouble or start online feuds to stay in the spotlight. Instead, she focuses on the game, plays fair, and earns the respect of everyone around her. This team, the way we gelled together, the professionalism, it was an incredible experience. And we're bringing that same energy into the next season. But tonight, we reflect on what we've accomplished so far.
Chemistry was great from the beginning. The way that we approached every day so professionally, how locked in we were. It was just a pleasure to be with this team. We had a great coaching staff. So obviously, we want to take that into next year, but kind of just thinking about this for tonight for a little bit. Yeah.
Concerned with the drama. Her playing style is reckless, crossing the line from physical play into dirty tactics. It's not about skill, it's about intimidation. And when things don't go her way, she doesn't look inward. She looks for external distractions, whether that's on social media or stirring up controversy. Reese got ejected from a game for unnecessary antics, and now, as she's out of the playoffs with an injury, she's once again shifting the conversation away from basketball. Instead of working on her game, she's posting dance videos and promoting her podcast with statements that have nothing to do with basketball. This is what's holding her back. Napheesa, on the other hand, is leading teams and breaking records. While Reese is riding the drama wave, Napheesa is steadily building a legacy. It's a stark contrast. At some point, Reese will have to decide if she wants to be a true champion or just chase fame. Right now, Napheesa is the one with the work ethic, and Reese is the one chasing headlines. There's a big difference between playing tough basketball and playing dirty. Angel Reese often crosses that line. She's more focused on physicality than playing the game well. Whether it's flailing for foul calls or throwing elbows, she seems more interested in causing chaos than showing off her skills. And yet, the refs often let her get away with it. Napheesa Collier, meanwhile, is the complete opposite. She's graceful on the court, making smart plays without resorting to cheap fouls. While Reese is out there playing rough, Napheesa is playing with skill, poise, and precision. She doesn't need to resort to those tactics to leave an impact. Her game speaks for itself. When money isn't an issue, you can go all out to create the best experience for athletes. And honestly, we got almost everything we wanted because we always strive to make it worth their while. We try to accommodate anything they need to make sure they feel supported and valued. But here's the frustrating part, the referees let Angel Reese get away with far too much. Other players would be whistled for fouls in a heartbeat, but somehow Reese gets a free pass to throw cheap shots and play reckless ball. Maybe it's because of her name or the drama she brings, but whatever the reason, it's making the game worse for everyone watching. It's a shame, because it shouldn't be about that kind of play. At some point, the league needs to step up and put an end to this mess. Basketball is about skill, not just pushing your way into the spotlight. But as long as the refs keep turning a blind eye, Reese will keep fouling, flopping, and failing, while true players like Napheesa Collier continue to rise above. Just when Reese thought she could keep getting away with it.
Off one leg, Reese with the board. She's got 20 and 20 tonight. But an offensive foul. And that would be her 6th. and she's trying to convince her head coach to challenge.
Her reckless style of play finally caught up with her. She's now out of the unrivaled semifinals with a wrist injury, the same wrist that already needed surgery last year. This is what happens when you rely on brute force instead of playing smart. Injuries like this are inevitable when your game isn't built on skill and precision. Earlier today, Reese was working on her shot, but even with all the effort, she couldn't finish high off the glass. This is exactly why Caitlin Clark wanted nothing to do with unrivaled. She saw the direction the league was heading, more about physicality and drama, trying to look tough, instead of focusing on elite competition. Clark made the smart choice by staying true to developing her game, focusing on a long, successful career instead of chasing a quick payday. Some players can't resist the temptation of fast money, and that's exactly what Reese did. She jumped into unrivaled, desperate to prove herself and grab attention, but now she's sidelined with an injury. She put herself at risk in a league that prioritizes spectacle over skill, and now she's paying the price. Meanwhile, Napheesa Collier is thriving. She plays with skill, precision, and discipline, the kind of game that lasts. She doesn't need to resort to reckless tactics to succeed. Collier earned the MVP, dominated in scoring, and even won the one-on-one tournament. She's a true athlete, thriving in a way that doesn't break her body down. The difference is clear. One player is all about the drama and reckless play, while the other is focused on building a lasting legacy with smart, skilled basketball.
It wasn't an option. What could we get? And honestly, we got like almost everything because we really try to make the experience as good as possible for the athlete. We want to make it worth their while. We try to, if there's anything you guys want, let us know. Any to heart, we try to accommodate for it.
Smooth pull-up and a quick switch by Queen Fee, the play stays in bounds, and the transition three-pointer hits its mark. At the end of the day, real players know what's important. Caitlin Clark knew better than to get involved in the chaos, while Napheesa Collier knew how to dominate without taking unnecessary risks. And now, Angel Reese is left watching the semifinals from the sidelines. As the new WNBA season approaches, the Indiana Fever is in the perfect position to make a serious
Was for Burrell to get downhill, so it's interesting, you know, the communication of you want Howard to step up, but the play for Burrell probably because she wants to get her going.
The Fever has a healthy and fully prepared roster ready to hit the ground running. This is the advantage that separates championship contenders from teams still scrambling to find their rhythm. From the moment Caitlin Clark was drafted, expectations for the Fever skyrocketed. But now, as the season begins, it's becoming clear this team isn't just about Clark. They are a well-rounded, hungry squad with everything in place to make a deep playoff push. While other teams are struggling to get their key players back to full strength or working through roster changes, the Fever is stepping onto the court with momentum, confidence, and a full-strength lineup. One of the biggest advantages Indiana has heading into the season is health. While other teams are already dealing with setbacks, players recovering from off-season surgeries, stars managing fitness concerns,
Working on it, shoot around this morning. A power dribble by Reese. Couldn't finish high off the glass. Shaves out space. Angel.
missing pieces, the Fever is coming in fully intact, with zero major injury concerns. Take a look around the league. The New York Liberty just saw Breanna Stewart undergo a knee procedure. Angel Reese is sidelined again with a wrist injury. Several other WNBA stars are dealing with nagging injuries that could slow their teams down. Meanwhile, the Fever is completely healthy, fully fit, and locked in for opening night. That's a massive edge when the competition is already starting behind the curve. Caitlin Clark isn't just a flashy name, she's a game changer. With a full off-season to train.
Well, no doubt, Holly, and she's on the bench right now with 2 fouls after a very suspect first foul, where it didn't look like she really made any contact with Alyssa Thomas. Now, one thing to keep in mind.
WNBA season, Clark is stepping into the perfect environment to thrive. The Fever is surrounding her with teammates who complement her strengths and allow her to focus on what she does best, dominating the court. While some players are still trying to recover from the wear and tear of a chaotic offseason, Clark is stepping in with fresh legs, sharp skills, and a hunger to prove herself. The chemistry she's building with Aaliyah Boston and the rest of the Fever squad is already ahead of where most rookie teams would be at this point. There's no slow build-up needed, Indiana is ready to go from day one. But it's not just about Clark. The Fever's depth is one of the most underrated weapons in the league. Aaliyah Boston is already proving to be a franchise cornerstone, providing dominant inside play and defensive presence. Kelsey Mitchell.
Offense in the league, only club scoring more than 80 points a night. Diggins-Smith with the pull-up. Switch by Queen Fee. Playfully keeps it in bounds. Gray transition.
At the guard position. Indiana's roster isn't built around one star, it's a well-balanced machine with multiple ways to attack. With no injuries holding them back, no players needing to ease in to the season, and no distractions throwing them off track, the Fever is going to start fast. Other teams will spend the first few weeks trying to figure things out. Indiana will be winning games and setting the tone. Championship teams don't just turn it on halfway through the season, they set the tone early. Indiana is in the perfect position to storm out of the gates, build momentum, and immediately establish themselves as a top contender. They don't have to wait for injured players to return, they don't have to adjust to major roster changes, and they don't have to find their rhythm because they already have it. When the season tips off, don't be surprised when Indiana is already leading the pack. While other teams struggle to get up to speed, the Fever will be running full throttle, putting the league on notice, and making it clear, this is their time.
Great pass from Caitlin Clark, head up, just the velocity, catch it.
From the start of the season, we knew we had something special. The way our team approached every single day was incredible. We put in the work and gave it our all. DJ said it best in the locker room, we all got better this season. So, while the ending wasn't what we hoped for, it doesn't take away from the hard work and growth we experienced. Napheesa Collier is a player who lets her game do the talking. She doesn't need drama or distractions like some others. Take Angel Reese, for instance, she thrives on controversy. Stays focused. Sure, people talk about the drama, but Napheesa is out there proving her worth through her performance on the court. Napheesa Collier is the kind of player you can count on. She was named MVP, leading the league in scoring with 25.7 points per game. She also dominated the mid-season tournament, winning the $200,000 prize and then giving half of it to her teammates, staff, and trainers. She's not just about winning for herself, she uplifts those around her. Even when the Lunar Owls suffered an unexpected loss, Napheesa stepped up with a stunning 36-point performance. She doesn't make excuses. She doesn't stir up trouble or start online feuds to stay in the spotlight. Instead, she focuses on the game, plays fair, and earns the respect of everyone around her. This team, the way we gelled together, the professionalism, it was an incredible experience. And we're bringing that same energy into the next season. But tonight, we reflect on what we've accomplished.
Suddenly a 6-point game down to 4. The pace is high.
And I love that Jordan Canada is being aggressive, getting to the basket when she's able to turn that corner, putting so much pressure on the defense.
Gray finds Collier. The mini goes. That's